Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on GTA 5 for some more racing. I was going around pondering how to build a racetrack when I stumbled across this massive great big junction and wondered if I could make a decent track using just the junction roads itself, and I'm actually quite happy with the outcome of all of this. The first race, we are going to use the F620, a car that I very much like, have very fond memories with, and a car that we haven't actually used for a race event yet. I don't think, anyway, on this game. Now, this circuit itself, because of the nature of, well, the junction that we're working with, there's a lot of quite tight hairpins. However, it does pose quite a lot of very good overtaking spots, perhaps more natural overtaking spots than a lot of GTA circuits. Oh, I think the Puma-mobile just got fired off the track. You've got to be careful on the opening lap. Things get a little bit chaotic, especially we have got, unfortunately, some good old connection issues going on. Someone managed to explode and break the what's it called, lights, like concrete base thing. It looked like they did. I didn't even know they moved, but there we go. Yeah, kind of with these big braking zones, where GTA normally your overtakes don't happen in quite such a natural manner because the brakes on the cars are so good. Grip is very, very high, very arcadey handling. Yeah, it works, I think, at least. I think, put it all together, it does work. Now, to try and prevent some unnecessary accidents, we have turned slipstream off. What tends to happen is, because it's very short straight, you just about hook into the slipstream. The car is being propelled forward as you need to get on the brakes for a very tight corner. And that leads to a lot of unnecessary accidents. So we turned it off, and we've just got catch-up on at the moment. And so far, things seem to be going very well for me. Started from last place, we're up into 11th. Got a little bit bounced around at the start, nothing too terrible. We can see the leader. I love the array of... Whoop, sorry, I had no control over that one. I was fired straight into all of you. I've come out the best of it, but yeah, can't do anything. That's what can unfortunately happen with these tight corners. Oh, we see one of the Blinkmobiles on the go already. Up ahead, stop sliding around, car. I need to waste as little time as I can in getting out of these hairpins. There are actually some really mean elevation changes around here as well when taken at full racing speeds. If you clip the inside of the banking, is very, very easy to get rolled over. That green car is not going to have a fun time getting out of that particular section. When you get stuck on the outside wall here, especially when you're kind of ahead of the large train of cars, everybody comes past. You're either just stuck waiting out there to reverse, or you get hit by somebody, and then you might be lucky and get turned around. This is another one of the nasty elevation changes. Oh, you clip the inside roll, you clip the outside wall, you can actually just fire yourself straight out of the circuit, I guess. It's yeah, not as bad in this car. With this being a relatively low-slung sports car, you can kind of get away a little bit with running the walls more aggressively anyway than some other possible vehicles. Well, another lap has passed. We're up into 7th place. I've got a little bit of a gap to the purple and green tussle that is going on further back. It looks like there's a great fight for the lead. 3 cars over there battling for first place. I am trying to chase down an orange car. You may be wondering as to why I am not driving an orange car. This F620 is my own personal vehicle. It is completely unmodified, so it's perfectly fair with the vehicles that I am competing against. Some of you may remember, it's many years ago actually I got this car. Some of you may remember where it's from. Every so often I like to bring this car out. It's one of my longest serving GTA 5 cars, and yeah, I saw it as a good opportunity to race an old faithful vehicle. I'm really trying. Oh, someone's exploded again. Really trying to get, like, I can see this incredible fight. I think we are gradually all beginning to bunch up here. This could make for a really big grandstand finish. I'm going to be, I might get over. I ran too deep into that hairpin. That's cost me a little bit. We're going to come under increasing pressure here from the white car. Really need the leaders to get into a little bit more trouble. The orange car ran very deep into that particular hairpin. Unfortunately, my mistake has now kind of evened itself out. We've pulled a small gap back to, or away from, the white car. There's a Blinkmobile going on slightly up ahead, not the worst one we've seen at the moment, just pointing himself off of the wall. Green and purple battle is still going on behind us. This is the slight downside. Without having slipstream on, you can get in these long stalemates, which is okay if you're, you know, in battles and so on, but when you're like this, there's a tantalising fight up ahead that you can't do anything about. It's potentially a little bit frustrating. You just got to not make any silly mistakes. Don't make any silly mistakes around this circuit. Try and get all of your braking points spot on, and we might be able to gain. We had a very, very good turn one there. A little bit of an oversteery wiggle, but nothing too terrible. I think orange is gone. I think that orange car ahead is gone. I might be about to follow. Are they going 3 wide again up ahead? Kind of. Whoa, turned in a fraction too soon. Got away with that with a panic bit of counter steering. It's a tense race, this one. It is a real tense race. We might get there, but we might also get there a fraction too late. We might be there on the final lap. If something happens, I see we're at the kind of great distance that if something affects the leaders, oh, the yellow car has gone spiraling off onto the grass. Yeah, we're at the great distance where if something goes wrong up ahead, if they have a big crash, we will be able to avoid it. We're not going to immediately be thrust into the middle of said crash. However, I also can't try and affect any overtakes on this group at the moment. I'm just not quite catching. We're kind of picking off places as people make mistakes. But did we lose another car as well in all of that? Because I don't think I was quite as high as 4th. Wasn't there like another orange car ahead? I don't remember. I might be remembering the amount of cars that we had to fight with. The white car is still there. You can see the front of the white car has had a few little scrapes with the wall. It's almost 3 wide into turn 1. Some brilliant racing going on up ahead. We've got 2 laps. We've got 2 laps to try and get involved. They're going 2. That's brave up here. Having already seen 1 car go off the course from being 2 wide up here. That is some real bravery. We are quite quickly now catching this group. That was a lovely hairpin by me. Oh, we're almost there. It has been methodical work, precise work so far. Let's not go and throw it all away as we head into the mix. There is a back marker as well to get in the way. Hopefully they will be helpful and dive out should we catch up to them. It's going to be almost 3 wide again into this next hairpin. I'm going to probably have a lap in this fight to try and make a pass, make an attempt to get to the front of the group. There's the back marker. Right, as we all dive into the hairpin. Yeah, you see, I can be... Oh, he's being very nice. Thank you. We appreciate that one very much. So yeah, and now that I'm not fighting with these, when they go 2 wide through a hairpin, I can make up a lot of time. However, I am now going to be stuck in the fighting for these positions. Oh, I didn't realise that thing was going to compress. I thought they were solid. I know that in the real life they compress, but I thought the ones in GTA were solid. I was kind of expecting to ping off that, and I was ready to deal with it, and then I didn't. And then I drove into the back of only a smallest of bumps. Here we go. We have a lap. We're going to make it 3 wide up here. Oh, it's going to be close now. Red car has got the speed, has got the acceleration on us. I'm going to go up the inside. Don't go 2 wide there like that. Oh, I'm really sorry. That's my bad. I will sit and wait for him. I was a little bit too on the greedy side, and yeah, thought I could get away with carrying that level of speed, and I could not. So there we go. I think that was him. That might be his car there. I'm not actually sure which one it was. That was my fault. Bugger. Well, there we go. There's some argy-bargy going on for the vehicles up ahead of us. Oh, we will have a dive up the inside. There's a lot of running across the wall. There's a downside with these concrete barriers. The way that they are sloped, you can get suckered up the barrier and fired over the edge very, very easily. So, yeah. I pushed my luck a little too hard. Certainly not the first one to do it. Unfortunately, it wasn't me that paid the price at the end of all that. We got back past the orange car. I think all of these cars are the vehicles that fell off the road that we were racing with earlier. Will fend off that orange vehicle. You're not going to really go around the outside. Or I say you're not going to. It's difficult, very difficult. to make moves around the outside work. Your best bet is to get cutbacks on the exits, essentially. I think we're going to be too far back to do anything, unless there's big mistakes. Like that one, for example, that sort of big mistakes you could always capitalise on. Yeah, it's going to be a fifth place. That was we methodically worked our way up, and then just a little too much bravery from me caused issues. However, the good news, I'm pleased to say, circuit worked bloody well. Pleased with the track. Track made for some excellent racing. It's just the dangers around these crests that can catch cars out almost as if on cue. Not quite, but we're close. The second car that we shall be racing is the new Escort, essentially, that has arrived in GTA 5. This was the car that I kind of knew I wanted to use for a race, and just so happened that a race around a junction sounded like an entertaining prospect. Ooh, run a little bit wide on the exit. This time, starting from pole. As the host of a lobby, you always start from pole position. So for the first race, that's why I moved myself all the way to the back. This race, though, seeing as we're launching straight from the off, I will make the most of my slight host advantage. Also, the advantage that I've driven by far the most laps around this. But shush. No one is there. Oh, someone managed to explode immediately. It is easier to do on this circuit than on perhaps some others because of the tumbling off of the slip roads. Oh god, almost dove his way to the inside. You've got to be aware of the overlaps. He's not going to be alongside. Honestly, if I get stuck on the outside of somebody through these corners, I'm really going to lift and let them go. It's much easier because if they make a small mistake, you'll get fired off. If they don't make a small mistake and they keep it there, you'll lose one position. But I'd rather give up that one position than take the gamble of being fired off the circuit. So yeah, I've got a lead to defend in this. I haven't necessarily. Oh, I can just get that one stopped. I haven't necessarily got much experience of having defending positions. I guess we had some fighting in that in that previous one. I've got the hang of the overtaking around this circuit. I'm not going to be able to do anything here, am I? Oh, I might be able to keep it alongside, actually. We can. Oh, I don't think he realised I was still. I got like a big second burst of speed. I clonked the inside. That time it did. I guess I clonked it at a weird angle, so that time it didn't move. Either way, we bumped, bounced, all of those in the same word off the wall and have got away with it. Am I going to be close enough to have a look? Oh, I probably could have done. I think the car behind me got turned. This is not going to go well. I don't know if it's the same car. I think there are two yellow cars in the race. This has already not gone well once. I have a big lift there. I didn't put you in the wall. That was not my fault this time around. I was a good racer. And around the hairpin we go, hugging the inside. I think the red car did get tipped into turn one, but he has recovered quite nicely. Now we've got that that's kind of catch-up slipstream effect almost going on. Couldn't do much. I was trying to be brave and go around the outside. It didn't really work, and now I'm going to be the one. You know what? Have the corner. Take it. I will fall back into line, as I said I would do, because you might do something stupid like that. Almost able to buy back into it immediately. Couldn't quite. Can I go for a cutback here? Oh, sorry, other red car. I mean, I could have done. Didn't realise someone was going to have a big old dive. That is the downside when you got. I didn't realise they were actually that close, and I did have a little bit of a gap back to them. That is the downside that goes on with these. Is that when you go for that cutback, you end up leaving the inside very exposed. It's difficult to do when you've got multiple cars fighting for the lead somewhere. So yeah, didn't quite pay off, but no harm done in the end. We've got big runs on the leader as we head into this final hairpin. Everyone is scrabbling for that good exit. I think the yellow car has got a pretty good run, although is not quite going to match the red cars. Are we going to go three wide into turn one? Can I get past the yellow car before we get on the brakes? No, I cannot. Red car's out wide. He's got a very good drive out wide, actually. I'm surprised. Yellow car. Oh, no! Disaster! Disaster has struck. Oh, I'm buggered in all of this. You know what I said in that very first race about being at the perfect distance away from the battle, so that if something goes wrong, if something goes wrong, you are not immediately affected by the car being spun out. That is what I was talking about. Admittedly, that crash only took the two. Amazed it only took the two of us out, but that crash did only take the pair of us. But it's very easy to see how those crashes take out, well, let's say a whole field, but we'll take out a bunch of 4 in no time because, yeah, cars just clip. All it takes is the tiniest to clear. Normally the GTA 5 tyre bundles aren't so bad. Forza tyre bundles are terrible for that kind of thing, but GTA 5 ones normally don't fire you out as much. Somebody else has found trouble in this pack ahead. It's all getting quite busy here. I was enjoying our little lead group. It wasn't quite as hectic as this one. And that can be really nice. Are we going to go 3 wide? I don't really fancy that 3 wide. Oh, yeah, I'm not going That is how you get overtakes done. Was that 5 cars in one corner, I think? I will take that. There's just too many cars there. They were too busy in all of that area. I think, actually, the car that hit the tyre bundle, I think I punted him back into... kind of back into the lead group almost. He's clear of this mess at least. Quickly, little escort, run! I'm not going to have the time to catch them. I think I'm going to end up in no man's land on this one, annoyingly. We've got 2 laps to go. Missed the first hairpin slightly as well. I might have some battles for 5th here, but making progress forward is, I think we're going to be... Well, not really on the cards. The catch-up will help a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough. And around this circuit, catch-up is actually less effective than we have seen from previous tracks. Catch-up is most effective with long straights. It's reducing power rather than reducing grip, which means that with this one here being such a huge amount of corners, such a huge amount of hairpins, braking and so on, the actual overall effect of catch-up is less. It's still there, do not get me wrong. Catch-up is still very much there, very much... helping those that have poor starts get back into an exciting fight. However, yeah, it's not the most effective, so I'm not going to catch up to that group ahead in half a lap. As I said, I doubt I'm going to catch them, unless they have a crash on their own. Unless they get involved in a big old fight of their own, it will be quite difficult. Nevertheless, I'm going to, of course, give it my absolute all, and as I say that, we go exploring at the head. I was slightly worried I was going to get dive-bombed as well, and running deep will help prevent that. We are starting to close on that group. Just a smidge. When the lead 2 are going side by side around hairpins. Oh, and there we go. There has been a... maybe someone missed a checkpoint? Oh, no, there's lag going on there for the, for the blue car. Okay, that's something else to worry about. They have slightly screwed over the Puma-mobile that was around and about. Can we go for a podium? Can we get that elusive podium? We worked so hard for it in the first race, and it didn't quite pay out. Can I do anything? Oh, not if I carry that much speed up there. These are more likely to climb the barriers than the F620s. These are a lot more likely to climb the barriers and go exploring than that sports coupe. So, if we can avoid running any risks, that would be extra helpful. I'm trying to get it stopped, but of course carry as much momentum around the turn as possible and be aware of any potential manoeuvre from the cars behind. I think we've all done better at not going exploring off through these high-speed turns. Done a pretty good job. But out at the front, has actually looked continually fantastic. They were going side by side for a lot of this lap. I'm at that tantalising distance, and it's going to be tantalising distance, and nothing I can do for the rest of this race, I don't think. Oh, I got the tiniest touch from the blue car. To be fair, you probably didn't see his car touch by him because he's the blinky one at the moment. Just the tiniest nick. Almost put me sideways, but didn't quite. I'm going to be covering that inside. Oh, and Blinkmobile. Blinkmobile to the rescue of not me, for sure. I could have guessed either side. I have no doubt on history where that car's lagging. It was nowhere near me, but Blinkmobile murdered me. God damn it. Could not catch a break at my own circuit. This is why Reese does terrible in all the races. You just can never catch a break when you build a circuit, even when you start on pole. Yeah, it was good fun, though. I really quite like this track. For racing, it's turned out... It's great fun driving around on my own, but you never know what's going to happen when you get a field of cars racing around it. And it's actually turned out to be really rather entertaining. Apologies to the yellow car that I sent soaring into the abyss on that first race again. That was, yeah, not my finest moment of driving, but unfortunately it can happen. That, though, is going to be it for this video. I shall hopefully have a link to this map in the description if you want to try racing around it yourself. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.